Hello, my name is Draper, the consultant working in LANDAU School. I've got some questions which students have asked me to try and answer. They're really good questions, so I'll get going straight away. First question is, what is your favourite meal? That's an interesting question because the answer would not be an English meal, but it's actually Japanese. I like sushi very much. Then I do, and I haven't got one on today, but I usually wear attractive ties because I think young children particularly like to see something fancy and colourful. And where do you buy your ties? It's actually a shop in England called Tie Rack. You can't see them easily anywhere other than in England. Third one's an interesting question. Have you ever thought about why do we live on Earth? An interesting question. I like to hope there's a reason for us being here and not an accident. So I like to believe that we are here for a purpose, and at the very least that purpose is to make life better for the other people we meet in the course of our lives, to make it more pleasant for everyone to share our experiences living here. Next question, in a fight between a gorilla and a lion, who will win? Well, I suppose it depends on how fit both of them are, how old they are, but I'd like to think maybe the gorilla would win because it may be a bit more intelligent than the lion. I think deserves to. What do you think about the other teachers? They've given a couple of examples here, but one of the great things of teachers here in Landau is there's a good sense of being a team. People work together really well and people enjoy being here, and that's no accident. It means that the school has created something quite special. So the two teachers that I mentioned here are just typical of all the teachers who we get on really well with. What motivates to give knowledge and teach students? Again, I think the question's asking what sort of people like to motivate and work with students. I think it's one of the most satisfying things there is to work with young people, see them learn, see their enjoyment and see their sense of success when they achieved. Motivating though, I think, means you've got to be the sort of person who gets along with children, enjoys being with them. Why did I come to Azerbaijan? And that's an interesting question because I came via Turkey. I had a phone call one day to say, would you like to come and open up a new school in Baku? So I thought that's a great opportunity. I've worked in education for many years, but hadn't ever opened up a new school. So that's what brought me to Baku. Where were you born? Well, you can probably guess I come from England. I was born in a place called Tunbridge Wells, which nobody will probably have heard of. It's a small town in the south of England, about 30 kilometres from London. What's the wisest thing you've been told by a student? That's a good question. Actually, the wisest thing, I think, was someone who had been a student with me and was one of the most intelligent ones I've ever seen. A lovely girl who passed her A-levels when she was 16. And her parents wanted her to go to university at age 16, but she said to me, no, I need to learn about life before I go to college. I want to be someone who understands people. And she's a lovely girl I still keep in touch with. Did you have A-level? Yeah, I'm afraid I had to do A-levels. Had to work like everybody else here at school, A-level. Then I went to London University to do a degree and then a master's degree. What's the worst thing about the school system today? I think relying only on tests is a terrible thing. There's far more to anybody than just a number. We're more than just a score. And so I think if we get round just measuring people's success by an examination score, there's something wrong in that. Is being book smart the only way to succeed in life? Absolutely not. I keep in touch with a lovely student I taught who didn't get any exams in English and maths. He failed almost everything. But he's a wonderful, wonderful carpenter. He makes the most beautiful furniture. And he is a success in life because not everyone succeeds with books. There are wonderful gymnasts, footballers, sports people, musicians. Not all of them read books. What's your favourite mode of transportation? Oh, that's easy because I like trains. I've been by train here, not the high speed, but the old train from Baku to Genge. That was a lovely experience being served tea from a samovar on the train. Wonderful. I've always liked travelling by train. And perhaps I could throw in one people could even think about. Why is a railway station called a Vauxhall or thereabouts in Russian? Interesting question. What's your favourite combination of colours? I suppose probably I don't like over bright colours, but ones that are pastel that give a sense of peace and relaxation. I always used to like that in the classroom. And then next question is fairly similar really. Which thoughts bring you a wave of relaxation? I think probably for me, I like walking. I like being in the countryside. I'm lucky to live in a town that's quite small with lots of woods and forests all around it. So for me, the thoughts of being in the countryside in peace make me feel pretty relaxed. What do you think about our school? Well, I think it's great. It's only been going 6 months and already it's really successful. But that success is because it's a team of everyone working together, whether it's the youngest student, the oldest student, youngest, oldest teachers, all working together well. And it's hard to put it into a few words, but just that one word, teamwork, I think makes it gel and work. Why does the school choose IGCSE and not IB? There's not much to choose between them. Both exam systems are equally good, but if we're following a British curriculum, it is IGCSE, and either of them are perfectly good for anyone in future life. So it had to be a choice of one or the other. What's your favourite book? I think it says I only have one option. And I'd say the option of that one for me is very clearly Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh because it's philosophical, as well as being not just a children's book, but one that a lot of adults can get pleasure from as well. And one of the other questions I was asked is, what's your favourite book character? Or who do you see modelled on most? I suppose in my bad days it would be Eeyore, who's always a bit gloomy, but I don't like to be like that. I like to be as positive as Winnie the Pooh if you can be. What's a quote that moved you as a teenager? A quote that's moved you? For me, I think in teaching, it was a quote about a true, real person who, when he was only 14 years old, went to become an artist in Florence, and he'd been a student with a master, as it's called, and he travelled to Florence with a letter of introduction, and the letter said, this person, this student, needs to be treated with love and kindness, but if these are given him, he will perform and make things which will make the whole world wonder. That was Leonardo da Vinci, and I think that style of quote makes me think, how do I want to treat children who I come in contact with? If you could change something in your life, what would it be? I love travelling, so I think I probably would have travelled more. I started working in England, and it took a long time before I went abroad to work in Turkey. If I could change something, I would have travelled and worked somewhere abroad much earlier. What motivates you to move forward? I think motivation is one where I like to see success. I like to be involved in things which change, make things better in the world. So being involved in a school like this is something where we see real change in people's lives. Did you pass A-level? I think we had that question before, so the answer was yes, I got A-levels like people at this school will sit. Do you enjoy bubblegum? No, I don't. It's not, to me it's a sort of perhaps American thing, but I don't really like it very much myself. I prefer to have ordinary food. What do you like in Azerbaijan? I like lots of things in Azerbaijan. This city is a safe place, a pleasant place to be. For me, the attitude of people, particularly in the countryside, is something I value very much. Their friendliness, their openness, how easy it is to get along with people in Azerbaijan. Much easier, in fact, than England. So the last question I've got is, what's the difference between people in Azerbaijan or in Britain? In Britain, we take a lot of things for granted. It's easy to see that we've got many things, but things don't actually make you happy. I've seen some of the happiest people in Azerbaijan were in villages where I stayed with farmers. In the morning I'd go and take a donkey down to the river to get water. But those people were the kindest and friendliest people I've met almost anywhere in the world. So for me, the difference is we have a lot of material things, but in Azerbaijan not everyone does, but everyone seems satisfied and happy with life. And to sum up, I'd say I'm delighted to have been asked to come to share in things in your lovely country. Thank you for welcoming me.